Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home. We'll talk about Huda. We'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home.
Put your luggage in the overhead compartment. Fasten your seatbelts. Put your seat in the upright position because Huda TV is taking you all around the world. Welcome to Ramadan Pulse. This is like Air Huda or Huda TV Airlines. In the first episode, I took you guys to Bosnia. Then I took you guys to Egypt. And then I took you guys all the way. Where did we go next? To the UAE. And then to Denmark even. Then I took you all the way down to South Africa. And today we're going to another very, very special country. But before I tell you what that is, give us a call, 0020238. 555-248 or 249. That's 0020238 248 or 249. Of course, our Facebook information, Skype, and email will appear on the bottom of your screen. I'm joined by a very special friend of mine. I don't want to tell you where he's from. First, I just want to thank you, brother, for coming onto the show. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Brother, please tell the viewers your name and what continent that you come from. We don't want to tell them what country you come from yet.
My name's Matthew, and I'm from Europe.
Excellent. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about this country. It's a very special country. It's an English-speaking country. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. It's smaller than the United States.
It is.
And Australia?
Considerably.
Okay. I would say, according to this information I received online, I received most of my information online from CIA World Fact Book, because I figure if anybody has good information about Muslims, it's the CIA, right? So it's about the size of Alabama. Okay. Is that right?
You tell me you're American.
I did, I guess, according to this information. Okay, it lies in the British Isles. We know there's several countries in the British Isles, okay? Oh. It's one of them. Is that correct?
True.
Okay. Like we said, it's actually northwest of the continent of Europe, isn't it?
Right.
Okay. How about this fact? 84% of the population live in metropolitan areas.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Okay. 35 kilometers from Europe.
The CIA got their facts right.
It's kind of fun like this, right?
Yeah, right.
Why don't you tell me about the terrain of this country in general? Mountains, rolling plains, hills, what?
Yeah, both of those.
Okay, yeah, both of those, okay.
Not as many mountains.
Okay, maybe in the mountains or in the north?
In the north and in the west.
Okay, perfect. What colors are on the flag?
Green? No, that's the color of the grass.
I believe...
Blue, white, and red.
Okay, but we're not talking about America. Okay, so very good. National anthem is called, makes me laugh, I'm sorry, but I don't mean to be disrespectful. The national anthem is called?
God Save the Queen.
God Save the Queen,
right.
Subhanallah.
Stuck for a laugh.
What about the river? The River Thames, approximately 346 kilometers, beautiful river. The official animal, this is interesting. Do you know the official animal of this country?
Probably a bulldog. No?
It's actually the lion. I thought that was interesting. Brother, what are some interesting facts that you can talk about this country without giving this country away?
Interesting facts?
Yeah.
It's one of the oldest civilized countries.
I'm sorry, say that again, brother?
It's one of the oldest civilized countries.
Okay, what else do we have?
It's probably got some of the oldest laws.
Okay. I think there's an interesting history there with Romans and Vikings, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You have some. It's an old country. Mm-hmm. A lot of famous authors.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to get too specific because it will give it away, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's an interesting country. It's known for a lot of things. What else is it known for? You guys drink a lot of tea, right?
Generally from cups and saucers.
Okay.
We eat a lot of biscuits.
A lot of biscuits as well.
And
you guys have a special event, brother, going on right now.
No.
A large event, yeah?
It started the other day.
Okay, so it started the other day, I believe yesterday. I think it's...
I think about 1 billion people watched it worldwide, the opening.
Okay. And, the Irish people have a famous expression when they talk about the empire that this country once held. Do you know what that expression is?
Tell me.
They say, well, these people, they say, what do they say? The sun never sets on our empire because it was all over the world. And the Irish people say, that's because God will never trust them. In the dark or something like this. It's an interesting joke. But brother, we have an interesting video. I want you guys to check it out. I want the viewers to check it out. And in the meantime, they'll be thinking about what country this is, and they can give us a call, and we can start talking about Ramadan in your country and how special it is. And I think it'll be enjoyable for the viewers. You guys at home, stay tuned for our report that's coming right up.
Some of the things that we get up to in Ramadan that are the most productive things that we do is when we go to East London Mosque for the Taraweeh. The best thing is that from my experience in living in the UK is that we see a lot of Muslims from all backgrounds of London, Pakistani community, the Bengali community, the Somalian community, from the Indonesian community, all get up together, and approximately 10,000 people attend on the 27th night for East London Mosque for the Taraweeh and the Tahajjud. So you really have a very atmosphere of Iman. You have a lot of people that are praying on the streets, a lot of atmosphere of brotherhood, where people are sharing food, people are sharing knowledge, and obviously charities collected, money is collected, and probably the most important thing is that when all of these brothers, they get together on the 27th night, and the 10,000 people approximately are there in the masjid in East London Mosque, you hear people talking about the situation of Palestine, you hear people talking about the situation of the Muslims in Syria.
رمضان يا رمضان يا رمضان شهر الكتاب تلاوة وقيام.
Well, brother, tell them what country we're talking about.
England.
We're talking about England, mashallah. Brother, actually, beginning of the episode, I forgot to mention some interesting facts about yourself to share with the viewers. Brother Matthew, you are actually a Muslim revert to Islam. You are actually originally from?
Swindon.
Swindon, and what province is that?
It's in Wiltshire.
Or county? You guys call that a county or
province? Yeah, county. It's about 2 hours from London West.
Oh, okay, so southwest, like towards Wales?
No.
Okay, so can you speak English with that accent? Can you speak the way they speak over there? Because you speak like a London person, right? Londonian accent. But what about these people? They speak like that?
No, because it's near a place called Gloucestershire.
Okay, well, show the viewers, actually. Tell them a little bit. It's Ramadan Pulse. We want to give them a feeling of England, what England's about.
I've never spoken like that.
Oh, okay, but do your parents sound like that?
A little bit.
A little bit like that, okay. Oh, very good. Because England's very interesting, mashallah. They have different accents. But let's put on a little bit of an accent for us. One sentence,
I can only do the one I told you earlier about a combine harvester. And that's all I'm going to do.
Okay, no problem, yes. You're studying Arabic at the Fajr Center here in Cairo. You've been doing that for 10 months, sponsored by the Eid charity of the Qatar Foundation. Now, brother, how has speaking Arabic and learning Arabic and increasing Arabic, how has that improved your Iman, and how has it made your Ramadan even more special?
Well, I've been able to come to Ramadan with the ability to recite the Quran for the first time.
Great.
And it's a wonderful feeling to be able to turn page after page after page, reading the words of Allah. Even though I don't understand a lot of what I'm reading still, it's a wonderful experience to be able to read with tajweed and to be able to read quickly.
Okay. And this is after 10 months of study. So you came to the Fajr Center here in Cairo with no knowledge, and now, mashallah, you've improved to this level.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, that's great. So now, like, for example, in the Taraweeh prayers in Ramadan, in the Mosque of London, you understand more. So this increases, this makes you have a better feeling, a bigger picture, so to speak. Excellent. That's beautiful, brother. Now let's talk about the video. Where was that exactly in London?
That was, I think that was Regent's Park.
Mosque there? Okay. Excellent. We have a guest on Skype, brother. Let me just we're going to take this phone call from brother Adnan Rashid, live with us from London via Skype. Thank you very much, brother, for joining us. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Thank you. Alhamdulillah, we're doing great. I'm joined by my...
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent. Thank you, brother. I'm joined by UK Muslim revert as well, Matthew Holloway. And we're here in Cairo. We want to explore Ramadan all around the world. We're so happy that you joined us, brother. Can you give us a little bit of a taste of Ramadan in your country, England, and talk to us a little bit about the Olympic Games and how this has provided a platform for the da'wah there?
of Olympics was very, very exciting, especially when it comes to da'wah. We were giving da'wah yesterday. The Iowa Team Innovation Research Academy was busy giving da'wah to the Olympic attendees. We got 7 shahadat by the grace of Allah. And today, alhamdulillah, we are back.
So you have 7 shahadas on the first day?
Yes, the first day of da'wah, we got 7 shahadat. Yesterday, just our Olympic village near Stratford in London, Arbor giving da'wah. They were speaking to people who were...
Brother, that's amazing. That's a I'm sorry, brother. That is absolutely...
Even inshallah, plan to Olympics will just be finished for Speaker's Corner. We are right in the famous Speaker's Corner.
Brother, so you're calling us right now from Hyde Park, Speaker's Corner. You know, I'm from the United States. I've never traveled to England. But tell us, I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother, but tell us, what is this Hyde Park and Speaker's Corner? Why is it so famous?
What it's famous for its political significance, its freedom to preach. Anyone can come here and preach to people about whatever he or she likes to preach. For example, you will find Muslims preaching on preaching to some people to listen, just and the general usual laws do not apply to Speaker's Corner. This place is exempted from some of the rules and regulations which apply in the rest of the country. So this place specifically belongs to the Queen. The Queen has granted that freedom to people to come and preach what they like to the people of London and whoever may attend. And right now, as we speak, our brother Hamza and Rizordes, I'm sure you know him. He's actually preaching, and you can probably see his back in the yellow T-shirt. He's busy preaching right now, and we are here with some brothers from the Quran Project, and we are delivering free Quran free of charge to anyone who may be interested. And there are thousands upon thousands of people here who are here.
Brother Adnan,
for a concert or some.
Brother Adnan, I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother. Brother Adnan, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Our Skype, the quality of the audio isn't that strong, so I'm going to have to ask you if you could please give us a call back. And I also like to have you invite for us Brother Hamza. We will do a special episode about Greece, inshallah. We would like him to participate via Skype as well. But please give us a call back, brother. I really want to talk to you. However, the audio isn't that strong, brother. I apologize.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, inshallah.
We're waiting for you, brother, inshallah.
Okay.
Jazakallah. Thank you, brother. Inshallah, interesting call from Hyde Park there in London. Inshallah, he'll give us a call back. Brother, have you traveled to this Hyde Park Speaker's Corner before?
No.
What's so special about it? It's a public park in London?
Yeah, it's a very famous area. For years, people have been able to pretty much say whatever they like. I think the only thing they're not allowed to criticise is the royal family.
That's funny you said that.
However, Hamza Tortis and Adnan Rashid, they do fantastic work for IERA.
Yes, that's right.
All over the world.
Yeah.
The Quran projects especially. I'm keeping up with their work this year during the Olympics. They're getting 6 or 7 shahadas every day.
Yeah,
and this is just one group of them.
I had a chance to meet them when I traveled to Dubai recently, and they were talking about the Quran project, and of course this organization with Sheikh Abdul Rahim Green. It's called IERA. Right? Yeah, mashallah, they're doing a lot of good things. I want to bring Hamza so much because he's actually Greek like myself. Inshallah, we'll do a special episode about Greece, inshallah. Now, brother, tell me, why is London special in the month of Ramadan? Why wouldn't I want to go to, if I could spend Ramadan anywhere in the world, why would I choose London?
The Muslim community in London is very, very strong. There's many organisations that operate there along the lines of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah.
Okay.
The brothers are very welcoming, very patient, and very knowledgeable.
Right.
And you can always find comfort in the company in many different communities.
Right. Excellent. How many mosques do you think are in London? I mean, I think there's a lot.
Not as many as here. Not as many as
in Cairo.
Cairo.
But sure, there's a lot, right?
I suppose so. Because London is a spiral of many towns and villages.
Okay.
And they're very, very close together. And
Right.
almost in every village, you have a mosque.
Okay.
So, the closer you get to central, probably there's a much higher concentration in the centre.
Right. Okay.
But at least you can find a mosque maybe every 10 minutes walk.
MashaAllah. Now let's talk about. We have another caller via Skype, Daniel Johnson, a prominent UK Muslim da'i via Skype. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Daniel.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you for joining me and my friend Matthew Holloway here in the studio on Huda TV. Brother Daniel, we're talking about Islam and Ramadan all around the world. This episode we would like to speak about England. Please share with us a little bit about the Ramadan in England and what makes it special.
Well, I live in Newcastle, which is quite far away from England. And what makes Ramadan special there? I suppose this time of year it's because it lasts so long. We're far in the north, and the day is very long in the summer. So Ramadan is a bit of a challenge this year. But I personally really feel the effect of it this year more than the years gone by. I feel that the hunger and the thirst actually makes a person's heart become softer. So it's difficult, but I believe the benefits are perhaps greater this year.
Brother, what are the fasting hours way up there in Newcastle? What time is Fajr and what time is Maghrib?
Well, Fajr starts about 3 a.m., about 3 in the morning, and Maghrib now is about 9:30 p.m.
May Allah help you, brother. Inshallah, you can do it, inshallah. I think it's the bigger the challenge, inshallah, the greater the reward. Brother, what about Newcastle? How many hours are you south from Scotland? You're in the north east, is that correct?
That's right, the northeast of England, yes.
How many hours are you from Scotland?
Well, in a train, maybe an hour, maybe less.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Not very far.
Brother, it seems like you're a world away from London, where we know there's a multi-ethnic community of Muslims there. What about Newcastle? Can you give us a little bit of insight into the Muslim demographic of Newcastle?
Well, that's quite interesting, actually, brother. If you asked me 10 years ago, I would have said almost all of the Muslims in Newcastle are from a Pakistani background or from a Bangladeshi background. But things have changed over the past 10, 15 years. There are lots of Kurdish people in Newcastle and Gateshead now. And I actually deliver a khutbah once a month in a small Kurdish mosque. And there are 2 Kurdish mosques in the Newcastle Gateshead area. Also, we have students. A lot of Arab students go to Newcastle University because it's a very good university. So we have lots of people from Saudi Arabia and Libya and other Arab countries. And that's something quite nice, actually. It's a mix.
Yeah, of course. I always thought that really highlights the beauty of Islam. But what about the indigenous local English people? Do you have an increasing number of reverts to Islam in your city or not? Oh, I believe you lost Brother Daniel Johnson. I'll pose that question to you, Brother Matthew. Do you think there's an increasing number of native indigenous English people like yourself accepting Islam?
There's been a revival in the Ummah for the last 100 years, and the Muslims are starting to come back to their deen. Alhamdulillah, starting to read the Quran and implement its meanings. And I would say it's a worldwide resurgence. In terms of white English people, of course there are reverts.
Of course,
but there are also many Arabs, many Indonesians. I'm studying at the Fajr Center with many Chinese students. So a lot of different nationalities. They're all coming back to worship Allah the way it should be worshipped.
Yeah, that's excellent answer. Thank you, brother. Brother Daniel, I believe we still have you on the line there. I wanted to ask you that question I just posed to Brother Matthew. Of course, we have many immigrants from all around the world living in England that are Muslims. However, I want to ask you, are there an increasing amount of local English indigenous reverts to Islam like yourself?
In my experience, the majority of people who are converting to Islam in the UK are actually from a Caribbean background in London. There aren't too many up here in the north. There are a few, and a significant minority. But in my experience, the numbers, the big numbers of English people converting to Islam are English people with Caribbean parents who have converted to Islam in the last 10 years or so in places like London and Birmingham.
That's an interesting phenomenon that you said that. I've noticed that as well. Do you believe there's a block with the English people that they see Islam as a foreign religion, not native to the European continent, and not native to the British Isles? They see it as something foreign.
Well, I don't think they should, because, brother, I remember as a child growing up, probably the first time I heard the word Muslim was in news reports about sadly, the civil war in Yugoslavia. And so I knew from an early age that Muslims were white Europeans, as they could be black Nigerians or brown Arabs. And I think people in Britain know that Muslims can be white, like they can be brown or black. I think it's more of a psychological issue. I think if you're part of the dominant class, you are perhaps less inclined to convert to Islam. The people from a Caribbean background, they've been the underdog in the past 50 years since they came here, and they've suffered a lot of racism, and they're perhaps more receptive to a message which stresses the importance of brotherhood amongst man and that kind of thing. That's my take on things.
That's an excellent point, brother. I thank you for your insight. I certainly thank you for joining us today on Ramadan Pulse, based here in Cairo. I hope you have a wonderful Maghrib and Iftar, and I hope to have you back on the Huda TV screen soon, inshallah. Thank you, Brother Daniel Johnson, for joining us. Excellent. It's Brother Daniel Johnson from the UK, all the way from Newcastle. Have you been up north in Newcastle before?
No, I've not been that far north.
Oh, okay. Well, subhanAllah, you said Maghrib is at 9:33.
It's about the same down the south as well.
Oh, okay, about the same, yeah. You know, your first Ramadan was in England. Your second Ramadan is in Cairo. Talk to us a little bit about the contrast between the two. With time as well, because here we're breaking our fast at 7 o'clock.
You know, last year I was working a job in a college in Brixton, and you know the difference is that here I'm freer to attend the masjid and pray in congregation, which is an obligation. Whereas in London, I have to ask permission from a female manager. And she's a Muslim as well, and it's more difficult, see, because the deen in England is how do you say, it's secondary to the secular obligations. See, when you go to the West, you have to sacrifice your deen for the life of the West. Whereas here, if you want it, there's a masjid. You can hear the adhan from 6 directions.
Yeah, of course. We have actually Brother Hamza Sortsis on the phone. Please forgive me for mispronouncing your name, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the show.
Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Mila sa denika, isa elina sa nisa. I forgot my Greek, Brother Hamza, over the years here. But I'm actually Greek as well, and I've been looking for you to get a hold of you.
Oh, mashallah, tabarakallah.
I've been trying to get you to come to Huda TV for a long time. We're going to do a special episode about Greece next week. I hope you're available to appear with us on Skype. On
Inshallah.
Oh, okay. Brother, why aren't you speaking? You're a very popular Muslim da'i, mashallah. I've seen your video on YouTube. You know, you have a lot of followers and viewership, I should say. But there's many people giving da'wah in the English language. Why don't you focus on giving da'wah in the Greek language? I think it's even more important.
I'm actually planning to go with Adnan Rashid to Athens to write a little leaflet on economic crisis. Could do some that.
Excellent, brother. I'm so excited to hear you say that. Now, you were born in the UK, but your father is from Greece, or your mother's? Please give us a little bit of background about that. Is your father Greek and your mother Greek, or what?
Your both is a Greek. Like, but from Egypt, which is Greece, India. My mom is Greek. Comes from the potatoes.
Excellent, brother. You know, we had that. Oh, okay, I see. Brother Hamza, I'm really sorry the audio is not that great. I'm going to have to ask you to call back. But before I let you go, we did an excellent program with a Greek brother named Dr. Steph Carries. He's written a book titled Europe's Forgotten Heritage, a historical guide to Ottoman Greece. I want you to purchase that book and give us a call back and do some programs for us on Huda TV. As you guys see, Brother Hamza is actually a Greek revert to Islam like myself. I try to speak a little Greek to him, but I realized I've actually forgotten so much Greek. So it's been I need to practice again. Brother, have you met Brother Hamza before?
A few times. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was very excited to meet him. Like I said, my parents are actually Greek as well, so it's interesting to see people coming to Islam from all over the world, from different backgrounds. This is the beauty about it. I believe, brother, if you pray in a masjid in Egypt, you'll pray with 90% Egyptians, right? If you pray in a masjid in London, you'll pray with people from all around the world. Isn't this something more special about the UK?
Well, as a non-Muslim, I walked into a masjid in San Diego on Eid of 2010. And I didn't know a thing about Islam, and I saw black families with suits, black families with traditional African dress. I saw Chinese, Native American, Red Indians. I saw Pakistanis, and I saw American whites, And I was thinking, are they all going to the same place?
Yeah.
And when I walked into the masjid, because I went there out of interest, mere curiosity to see, what Islam was all about, I saw a brown man standing next to a red man, standing next to a yellow man, standing next to a white man.
Yeah.
And I saw the women the same. And I thought, how can it be that all these people are here for the same thing? And what are they here for?
Right.
Because there are no idols, there are no stained glass windows. What do they worship? What are they here for?
Yeah.
And as I did my research, I realized that Islam transcends all bounds of race, creed, color, and unites us all upon this one common creed of La ilaha illallah, there's nothing worthy of worship but God.
Yeah, of course, but that's what I really valued, actually, Ramadan and Eid in the Western. One thing about the Western countries that you have this beautiful melting pot, ethnic makeup of Muslims from all around the world united, whereas here in the Middle East, alhamdulillah, we are mostly 99% Egyptian, 99% Palestinian, wherever you are.
Well, I live in a student area, so I'm surrounded by many different nationalities.
Oh, here in Cairo?
Yeah, there's a high Indonesian population.
Yeah, mashallah, it's beautiful.
And Somali as well, so
yeah.
we've got a nice colour.
Yeah, I like that. I love that because it shows that really Islam has knocked down all those barriers that we put between each other, black, white, rich, poor. So this is what
Allah created us different so that we can know each other.
Yes,
because if we were all the same, we wouldn't know any different.
Yeah, of course. Brother, thank you so much for your time. I wish we had a little bit more time with you. No. I look forward to having you again here before you return to your native England, inshallah, for some other programs.
Jazakallah.
You had an idea for a program, but we were talking about Islam in the West.
No.
I hope we can make that happen, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay, very good. You guys at home, we have a very, very special country tomorrow. We wrapped up England today. We had a couple of special guests for you, in the in-studio guests. We certainly hope you enjoyed that program. I'm not going to tell you where we're going to go tomorrow. It's going to be a surprise. I've taken you all around this globe for free. You guys, it's an exciting program. Don't miss Ramadan Pulse tomorrow at the same time, the same channel. Until then, I leave you in the care of Allah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We'll talk about Huda, we'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home. We'll talk about Huda, we'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home.